is Kevin Pauling. I started CrossFitting 5 years ago. I was invited to go hunting in Alaska, and the guy that a friend of mine who lives there was a guide, and he said that you'd better be in good shape because this will be probably the toughest thing you ever do in your life. And so I talked to my neighbor who's an exercise physiologist, has a doctorate degree in exercise physiology, and he said, you know, I've got a program that we're working on I think you might be interested in. He just got trained for level 1 certification, and he says, you're building this big garage, maybe you could spend a few bucks on some equipment, which I did. And I said, what are you going to do? He said, well, I'm going to start training you on this thing called CrossFit. Well, I had no idea what it was. So he starts training me in this CrossFit program. 8 months later, I fly to Alaska. We get flown into a lake, and we get stranded, and the weather came in. The plane couldn't come and get us. We left most of our gear there, packed up our gear, 98-pound backpack, and I had to walk 14.8 miles up over logs, underneath, through bogs, up cliffs, rappelling down cliffs, things I've never done before in my life. We finally got to an area where there was a passing ship came by. He emergency radioed to the ship, a mayday, who satellite phoned the pilot, who had his partner, because he had been out to dinner, fly around the island 210 miles to land where into the ocean, because he couldn't fly up over the mountain because of the cloud cover, so he had to fly low all the way around the island. Landed, weighed our backpacks to know where to put the weight on the plane, is how I know it weighed 98 pounds, and flew us back to the lodge, or the hotel we were staying at. He then told me, he said, you know, Kevin, I have been doing this all my life. I used to guide for a living, and now you know, and he said that I don't guide anymore. But he said, I have never seen anybody from the lower 48 in as good a shape as you are. And he says, I've done this all my life, and I've never thought that I would ever have to do this. And it's the hardest hike that I've ever had in my life. It was kind of one of these life-changing things. We were through some situations where, you know, the show You Shouldn't Be Alive, it was sort of like that. And he couldn't believe that we made it out of there. He later found some maps from his dad that had passed away with the same route on it that said, hell route, never, never, never again, underlined 3 times. And I think CrossFit saved me my life and got me out of it.